Billie Eilish is officially at war with the very industry that created her, and the secret lawsuit she just filed is proving that being happier than ever was just a mask for a multi-million-dollar legal battle. On November 14, 2025, the music world was rocked when a massive filing hit the Los Angeles County Superior Court, naming not just a major label, but a network of greenwashing corporations that Billie claims exploited her environmental activism for profit. While her fans see a hero standing up for the planet, the industry is terrified because this case is pulling back the curtain on how eco-friendly tours are actually financed. Today, we are exposing the receipts that prove this isn't just about the environment, it is about a massive breach of trust and a financial trail that leads directly to the top of the Hollywood food chain. The common belief is that Billie is simply a difficult artist who was tired of the corporate machine. People claim she is being ungrateful to the labels that spent hundreds of millions of dollars making her a household name, but the reality is far more explosive. We have obtained the internal memos and the tour accounting records that show a systematic effort to overcharge fans for sustainability fees that never actually went to environmental causes. We're going to answer three major questions. Why did Billie wait until late 2025 to file this explosive lawsuit? How did hidden middlemen pocket nearly $22 million in green surcharges? And what does this legal war mean for the future of every major concert tour in the world? To understand the scale of this betrayal, we have to look at the second most shocking point in this timeline, the private jet hypocrisy trap. According to a leaked email from September 12, 2025, a high-ranking executive at her former management firm mocked Billie's no private jets rule, claiming they had been billing her for carbon offsets that were essentially magic beans. The email stated that she thinks the bus is saving the world while they were charging the label for ghost flights. When Billie found out that her brand was being used to sell offsets that didn't exist, she didn't just fire her team, she went for their bank accounts. Per a PR strategist, this wasn't an emotional outburst. It was a calculated strike to protect her legacy before the public found out about the accounting discrepancies. This leads us to the biggest reveal of the entire drama, the double billing receipt. The core of the lawsuit, filed on November 14, 2025, centers on the Hit Me Hard and Soft World Tour. Per the court documents, the venue partners were allegedly charging a sustainability levy of $15 per ticket. However, the internal ledger shows that these funds were diverted into operational marketing instead of reforestation or ocean cleanup. This is the most shocking point because it affects the fans directly. You weren't just paying for a ticket, you were paying a planet tax that was being used to buy billboards in Times Square. Billie's lawyers are arguing that this constitutes massive consumer fraud, and if she wins, it could trigger a class action lawsuit that would cost the live music industry billions. But there is a deeper layer to this that brings us to our third point, the vinyl wars retaliation. Back in April 2024, Billie famously criticized artists who release dozens of different vinyl variants to boost chart positions, calling it wasteful. Per an industry insider report from October 2025, major labels saw this as a direct attack on their profit margins. The retaliation came in the form of a whisper campaign, where industry sources began leaking stories to tabloids claiming Billie's own merchandise was manufactured in non-compliant factories. Billie's lawsuit alleges that these leaks were coordinated character assassination intended to silence her. She isn't just suing for money, she is suing for the right to speak out against the industry's waste without being blacklisted. The shock value only increased as we looked at point number 4, the ghost management discovery. In early 2025, Billie's brother and producer, Phineas, hired an independent forensic accountant. Per a report from Variety on November 19, 2025, they discovered a shell company registered in Delaware that had been collecting a 5% consultancy fee on every piece of recycled merchandise sold on the 2024 tour. The problem? Nobody on Billie's team knew who owned the company. The lawsuit alleges this was a kickback scheme involving legacy executives who have been in the business since the 90s. It turns out Billie was being robbed by the very people who were supposed to be guarding the vault. This brings us to the financial reality. the severance showdown. Per Billboard's financial analysis from late 2025, Billie is seeking over $60 million in damages and the total termination of her distribution contracts. This is unheard of for an artist of her size who is still in her prime. If she succeeds, she will become a completely independent entity, owning 100% of her masters and her touring rights. The drama we see on social media is just the tip of the iceberg. The real fight is over who owns the Billie Eilish name for the next 50 years. She is fighting to ensure that her green brand actually belongs to her and not to a boardroom of men who see the climate crisis as a marketing angle. The fifth point in the shock hierarchy is the artist strike threat. Per a leaked memo from the Artists' Rights Alliance on December 2, 2025, 3 other major female pop stars have quietly pledged to join Billie in a coordinated hiatus if the labels do not agree to new transparency standards regarding green fees. This is the first time in history we have seen a sustainability strike at the superstar level. Billie has effectively become the union leader of the Gen Z pop class. She is using her massive platform to say that the industry won't be honest with the fans, the stars won't provide the music. Wait until you hear point number 6, the AI likeness clause. Buried deep within the legal filings from late November 2025 is a claim that Billie's label attempted to trademark an AI version of her voice for eco-commercials without her consent. According to the filing, the label argued that since they funded her vocal recordings, they had the right to synthesize her advocacy. Billie's lawsuit calls this a dystopian violation of her human rights. It isn't just a business dispute. It is a battle for her soul. She is fighting a machine that wants to replace her with a version of herself that doesn't talk back or care about the environment. The narrative of Billie versus the boardroom has intensified as new details emerge about the Eco-Village funding. On her 2025 tour, Billie partnered with various nonprofits to create educational spaces for fans. According to an investigative piece by Green Matters on December 29, 2025, several corporate sponsors of these villages were actually major polluters who used Billie's image to scrub their reputations. Billie's lawsuit claims her team was misled about the vetting process for these sponsors. She argues that her reputation as a climate leader was essentially rented out to the highest bidder by her former agents at Wasserman before she jumped ship to WME. The financial fallout is staggering. Experts suggest that if Billie proves willful negligence on the part of her former management, the $60 million she is asking for might just be the beginning. There is evidence of double dipping, where agents took commissions from both Billie and the eco-sponsors, a practice that is highly illegal in the state of California under the Talent Agencies Act. Per a report from Music Business Worldwide on December 31, 2025, this is the real reason the industry is so quiet about this case. They are terrified that if the books are opened in discovery, it will reveal a standard industry practice of skimming off the top of charity initiatives. Finally, we have to look at the legacy receipt takeaway. In a rare statement posted to her close friends story and later leaked to Rolling Stone in December 2025, Billie said she would rather have no career than a career built on a lie. This is the insider takeaway. Billie Eilish is the first pop star who is willing to burn the entire house down to make sure the foundation is clean. She has moved beyond the music and into the realm of systemic reform. She isn't just a singer anymore, she is a legal precedent. She is proving that the reality of a pop career in 2026 is that you have to be your own lawyer, your own accountant, and your own moral compass. The Billie Eilish industry war is a masterclass in how the expectation of a perfect pop career often hides a reality of corporate greed and legal maneuvers. She proved that even the most powerful icons in the world have to fight to keep their integrity in a room of sharks. This story is bigger than Billie. It's about whether or not we can trust any brand that tells us they are saving the world while they are taking our money. The receipts don't lie, and the timeline shows that Billie was the only one brave enough to call it out. The summary is simple. The industry tried to use Billie's heart to fill their pockets, and she caught them. The insider takeaway is that the sustainability era of pop is about to get a lot more expensive for the labels and a lot more transparent for us. Billie Eilish has flipped the script, and the industry is finally the one feeling the blue in her music. Make sure you are subscribed because we are tracking every court filing as it happens. This lawsuit could last for years, but the impact is already being felt in every boardroom in Hollywood. They know that the next generation of artists isn't going to be silent. They're going to be like Billie. To get the full story on how other stars like Olivia and Sabrina are navigating these same corporate traps, the Fresh Celebrity Tea playlist is your essential next step. You won't believe the patterns we found in the contracts of the world's biggest stars, from the way they handle creative control to the secret clauses that keep them in debt. We are mapping out the entire Hollywood playbook. Don't get left behind on the truth. Watch the playlist now and see how the war for the future of music is actually being won. This is the only place you'll get the receipts without the filter.